I'm supposed to be collaborating with Boogie. Like me, Boogie, and Tommy C are supposed to be doing the Lol Cow podcast, and like I keep asking about it, and like, but Keem's busy trying to get the next Misfits fight going with the Happy Punch preliminaries. So like, and I'm kind of like pushing for it. Like we're trying to get like. Here's the thing with Keemstar, and this is I don't think this is me overstepping my bounds. Keemstar loves to have his hand in everything that involves him. But the fact is, he is so busy at all times that some projects move slower than others because he wants to micromanage every project. Like, we 100% have a guy that would do Keem's role, but Keem doesn't want to split the money with him, I guess. Or I can't say that for certain. I don't know what their agreement is or whatever it might be. But Keem doesn't want to give any kind of creative control away. That's a more fair assessment. I don't want to be in control of the podcast. See, like that's what you don't understand. It's like I like being just a host. I don't want control. I don't want to make schedules or anything like that. And I don't want to go after sponsors. I want to show up, do my best to be as entertaining as humanly possible, and collect a check. Who do we want to get on the show? Like I was throwing the idea that we should have Korn and Umber on as the first guest because they're supposed to do a rematch in Nashville on. I don't know if I can give the date yet, but they're supposed to have a rematch in Nashville coming up, and I want to kind of like hype that up. Korn, Corn. He's like a Twitter guy with 1 million followers. He lost to Umber at Misfits 007. I wish we could get LeBron James. We can get a lot of people that like some podcasts can't because Keem has a huge reach. Like we got a lot of like sponsorships lined up right now that are like wow. Like for this bullshit ass podcast, we got like real deal sponsors coming in. Like Keem has connections. I don't want to talk about any sponsors we have lined up publicly because, you know, people go around to try to sabotage. But, like, we are getting sponsors, though. No. I will not be rewarding anybody that builds their whole channel off of hate. I mean, to be fair, Keemstar's invested a good bit of money in the podcast already. Like, let me go back and look real quick here. Like, there's supposed to be a good series of things here. I had to go back and check here. I'd like to get the complete list. Like I think he's already dropped $5,000 in equipment for us three. All right. So he wants us to use Shure MS7B microphones. They're about $400 each. Gator Frameworks Deluxe Boom Stands, Monoprice XLR Mel to XLR Mevo mic cable, Sennheiser Professional HD 280 Pro headphones, Elgato Facecam Pro, M Audio M-Track Duo XLR to USB box, and Ben Ringer HA8000 V2 8CH headphone mixing amp. So it's about $1,200 per person he's invested into it so far. We haven't really got that far into it yet, but like it's looking legit. See, I don't think Phil would have been perfect. I don't like the problem, like I'm gonna be straight with you, and Boogie will appreciate this too. The problem I feel like I'm going to run into with the podcast is Boogie is an alpha talker. Boogie likes to talk over people, and I think that's going to be a point of interest in the podcast in the first few episodes, because I don't know Tommy that well, and I don't know how well that's going to clash. But I feel like Boogie would have talked over Phil, and Phil would have been like submissive to it, because Phil's kind of submissive in about everything in life. I think Phil is smart, and well, that's a tough one. I think Phil has a very solid opinion on things, but Phil isn't good off the cusp. Like, I don't think Phil is his best when he has to create entertainment instantly, which I'm not either. Like, I suck at fucking playing video games, talking to the chat. Dude, I would refuse to do anything with Blade. Like, honestly, like, dude's a racist. If he isn't a racist, he does a very good job at playing one on TV. He's an inconsiderate prick, alcoholic that drinks and drives. To me, I want nothing to do with that person. That's my personal opinion. The only way I drive in a car with Blade is if it's a paddy wagon and I'm taking him to or from county jail. A paddy wagon is like a van the police come when they got to pick up a lot of people to transport them to jail. I ain't gonna admit, like, I'm honestly, I was like, I'm cool with I thought about being a detractor when I seen him streaming drunk driving. I was like, I didn't know where he lived at, so I couldn't do anything about it. But like, if I knew where he lived at, I totally would have called the police on him. 100%. Like, I understand people deal with alcoholism, right? But there's a person that there's people who have alcoholism, and then there's people that just are fucking imbeciles, right? If you want to drink and have your liver fail on you and piss bright orange, as long as you do it in your house, I don't give a fuck what you do, right? You could do crystal meth until they run out of fucking Sudafed to give you. As long as you do it in your house. And you're not out in public. Right? Do whatever you want to do in your own property. But when you want to get behind a 4,000-pound missile and drive when you can't control that 4,000-pound missile, I have issues with it. Well, your body starts pissing orange because your liver stops being able to filter the toxins out of your food and stuff. So all that junk that your liver normally like filters comes out in your urine. So it's like bright neon orange. I know this because I've had 2 or 3 men in my life die from cirrhosis of the liver, which is from alcoholism. But Brooke was like one of my friends. And I remember having to help him wrap his legs because like his legs would kind of swell because you kind of get like lymphedema. Because, like, the gravity, I don't know what causes it, but, like, your legs start to swell and, like, they swell to the point where, like, the glands start pushing water out of your legs. So you got to wrap them to kind of, like, because compression socks don't really work. Hey, Dio, thank you for the $5, man. Like, there's other things that happen, like your eyeballs, like the whites of your eye, they start to turn yellow. Like your legs swell up, your eyeballs start to turn yellow. You stop being able to regulate your temperature. So like you'll be sitting in like a 72-degree room and you'll be freezing because your body can't regulate its temperature. So like your body's supposed to be 98.6 degrees, but you'll be sitting at like 97 degrees or something of that nature. And like you'll be shivering because like no matter what temperature is around you, your body can't regulate itself. This also opens you up to getting sick more often because if your body isn't up at a certain temperature, like viruses and like germs and stuff can have a higher chance of living inside your system. I mean, I don't wish Blade's life on anybody, right? Like I know what the end of the road looks like for Blade unless he makes a serious change, and it ain't pretty. It's a very slow, painful way. And like what Twitty is saying is the correct. Eventually, what ends up happening, you end up poisoning yourself from your liver not working. Would I fight Blade in the ring? No. Like I said before, like doing a celebrity boxing thing or like a influencer boxing thing is a reward. Blade has done nothing to be rewarded. Like you might look at it as like a contest. But like there's nothing but positivity in it. Like I know somehow he got off of it. I 100% believe that he molested that girl in that van that night too. But like can't prove it. All right. You guys don't remember that where like they had like an RV. And like Blade was like drunk and like a girl went and slept in the bed of the RV, and like Blade went and got under the covers with her and stuff like that. Yeah, go look it up. I mean, like, it's on the internet. They literally had a dude that was like telling him not to go back there multiple times. I don't know the dude's name. Like, I don't know. You can find the clip. It ain't.